Okay, let's unpack this. In today's deep dive, we're tackling something absolutely vital for every enterprise: how to strategically map your AI ambitions, and crucially, how to ready your IT team to actually drive that success. We're drawing our insights from a recent Gartner analysis here, focusing specifically on navigating this, burgeoning landscape of AI use cases and the critical readiness factors. Our mission is pretty straightforward: extract the most important nuggets from this analysis to help you, as IT leaders and your teams, effectively leverage AI.
Yeah, and what's really compelling here isn't just the sheer scale of the AI opportunity. It's also the complexity. The complexity in deciding precisely where an organization should focus its efforts. Many are wrestling with these fundamental questions like, are we aiming for game-changing disruption? Or do we prioritize more, let's say, immediate productivity gains? And maybe even more critically, should our AI be customer-facing, out there in the open? Or are we keeping it behind the scenes, focused more on internal operations? The analysis points to this thing called the AI Opportunity Radar as a key tool for executives, grappling with these very decisions.
That's a crucial point. So the starting place, according to Gartner, it involves two core questions an organization really has to answer to define its AI ambition. First, are we truly aiming for game-changing impact, for disruption, or are we primarily looking for those everyday AI productivity gains? And second, are we putting AI directly in front of customers or keeping it behind the scenes strictly for internal operations? And to help organizations navigate these frankly profound choices, Gartner offers this powerful visual tool, the AI Opportunity Radar. It's specifically designed to help executives explore and then, importantly, commit to these different AI opportunities.
That's right. And the AI Opportunity Radar, it's structured along two main axes. So vertically, you've got internal operations versus external customer facing. Pretty clear. Then horizontally, it categorizes AI into two distinct types: everyday AI and game-changing AI. Now, everyday AI, that's all about boosting productivity, removing drudgery. Think augmenting and automating front and back office functions. It's highly valuable for operational efficiency, no doubt. But, and this is important, it will not give you a sustainable competitive advantage on its own. Game-changing AI, though, that's different. It focuses on reinventing core capabilities, maybe creating entirely new products and services. This type, well, it has enormous potential to help you gain a competitive advantage, but it's also far more costly and inherently riskier. And it's absolutely crucial for IT leaders to be right there as critical stakeholders in setting this ambition early and, revisiting it frequently as the AI landscape just keeps evolving so fast.
Ambition is certainly vital, I get that, but feasibility. Feasibility is undeniably key. The radar isn't just about what you want to do right, it's about how viable it truly is in the real world.
Exactly. Feasibility, as Gartner presents it, isn't just one thing. It's a combination of three critical aspects. First, there's technical feasibility. Can your organization actually get and implement the technology? Second is internal readiness. What's your organization's capacity, its openness, to actually use and incorporate this AI use case? And finally, external readiness. This gauges how accepting your customers, partners, any external parties really are of AI in that specific context. These dimensions combined, they give you an overall feasibility score. And this is shown by three rings on the radar. The high feasibility ring, that's the inner one. Technology's ready, relatively inexpensive, blends into existing workflow, easy for employees to adopt. These are great starting points for efficiency. But again, they won't provide that competitive edge. Then the medium feasibility, the middle ring. Here the tech is less mature, often more expensive, pursued typically by early adopter or fast follower enterprises, really driven by competitive desire. And then there's low feasibility, the outer ring. Technology here is largely unproven, requires significant convincing for markets, for employees. These are the big transformative plays, sought by competitively aggressive enterprises aiming for drastic changes, maybe even industry disruption. So this raises a really important question, doesn't it? What's the appetite for risk and investment, given the potential returns at each level?
Okay, so now that we've grasped the ambition and these crucial feasibility dimensions, from the easy wins to the high risk, high reward plays, let's see how Gartner actually maps this out across different industries. It gives us a much more vivid picture, I think, of where companies are placing their bets.
That's a great way to put it. Let's look at some specifics, some detailed examples from the source. Take banking. For everyday AI, internal stuff, a key application would be something like loan processing. AI streamlines assessment, approval. Clear efficiency gains there. For everyday AI that's external, maybe a banking product recommendation assistant. Uses AI to suggest tailored products to customers. Enhances engagement, sure, but doesn't fundamentally change the core service. Now, shifting over to game-changing for internal banking ops, we see things like synthetic credit data. This allows banks to generate realistic, anonymized data. Great for training models, testing new products without using sensitive customer info. It really enables innovation at scale. And for game-changing, external apps in banking. Think about an AI financial coach. Highly personalized, AI-driven advisory. That could really redefine customer interaction for financial guidance. Okay, moving to manufacturing. Everyday internal AI. Things like product quality intelligence. AI analyzes sensor data, spots defects early, improves efficiency. An everyday external example, customer self-service. Using AI chatbots for common inquiries, freeing up human agents. Standard stuff now almost. But when we look at game-changing internal apps for manufacturing, product development really stands out. Generative AI rapidly designing new components, maybe whole product configurations. Dramatically accelerating innovation cycles. That's huge. And for game-changing external, consider workforce training. using AI to create personalized adaptive learning for employees, building those future-ready skills. So these industry examples, they really demonstrate that while pretty much every enterprise will pursue everyday AI for efficiency, the true competitive advantage, that seems likely to emerge from strategic investments in those game-changing AI opportunities, even with their higher risk and cost.
Right. So, what does this all mean then for IT leaders, the folks actually on the ground? Gartner outlines three fundamental pillars to set an organization up for AI success, basically, regardless of where they plot on that radar.
Exactly. And these aren't optional, right? They are absolutely foundational to any successful AI strategy. First, AI-ready security. AI introduces entirely new attack vectors, traditional security measures. They just can't fully address them alone. For instance, a direct attack vector could be a bad actor prompting a generative AI model, tricking it maybe, getting it to reveal sensitive data like a credit card number just through clever questions. Or an indirect prompt injection, where a malicious instruction gets secretly embedded in a legitimate prompt, leading the AI to falsify answers, perhaps ignore transactions from a specific account. Scary stuff. This demands a really comprehensive approach, what Gartner calls AI trust, risk and security management, or TRISMAMs, especially since, as the source highlights, 50% of consumers say they just do not trust that humans will use AI responsibly. That's a big number. Second pillar, AI-ready data. Data is the absolute lifeblood of AI, and it needs to meet 5 key criteria to be truly valuable, truly AI-ready. It must be 1. Ethically governed, making sure stakeholders align around defined AI principles. 2. Secure, preventing data seepage to external models unless that's explicitly intended and approved. 3. Free of bias, meaning data is gathered from diverse sources, not just some narrow, unrepresentative set. That's critical. 4. Enriched, with rules and tags for large language models to consume, matching business rules. And what's really critical here is that a lesser amount of well-tagged, well-ruled data often outperforms just massive untagged data sets, quality over quantity. And 5. Accurate. This often requires human double-checking. You have to prevent AI from learning from erroneous input. There's an anecdote in the analysis about a system where 111 became the most popular return code. Why? It was just the easiest for cashiers to type, regardless of the actual issue. Now imagine an AI trained on that data. It would wrongly conclude 111 was a super frequent event, leading to totally flawed insights. So data accuracy isn't just a technical detail. It directly impacts AI reliability. But here's the kicker. Only 4% of IT leaders actually say their data is AI ready. Just 4%. That highlights a massive challenge right there. And the third pillar, AI principles. Organizations need to define clear boundaries for AI use. A statement saying what you will, and just as importantly, what you will not do with AI. These aren't just vague notions, they're lighthouse principles. They should align with your organization's core values. They need to provide clear guidance for all the unknowns in human-machine interaction. And they need to be specific. For example, vendor selection. Gartner suggests buying AI software. It's more like hiring a teammate. You need principles to ensure that teammate follows your rules, doesn't leak data, doesn't behave unethically. And CIOs really can't afford to just wait for lagging government regulations to define these critical boundaries. They need to be proactive. As the source states, only 9% of CIOs say their organization even has an AI vision statement in place. That underscores the urgency for leadership here.
Yeah, and this isn't just a CIO's challenge, is it? It's
Yeah.
truly a collective effort across the entire IT organization. Each leadership role seems to have distinct, really crucial responsibilities in this whole AI journey.
Couldn't agree more. Success really hinges on these teams working together, in concert, each leveraging their unique expertise. The CIO, leads the charge defining AI ambition, establishing those AI-ready pillars, security, data, principles, and governing initiatives. The CISO, they got to improve security using AI, invest heavily in incident response, manage AI consumption risks, and expand traditional AppSec to cover AI TRISM. The CDAO, Chief Data and Analytics Officer, obviously responsible for making data AI ready, helping with use case decisions, ensuring a fit-for-purpose architecture for data, analytics, and AI. Then you've got enterprise architecture. Their role evolves. First, aligning AI initiatives to business outcomes. Then, figuring out if the existing info architecture can even support AI models. Third, supporting stakeholders in picking the right model. Fourth, coordinating training and testing. And finally, defining triggers for when a model starts drifting significantly. For infrastructure and operations, it's about assessing generative AI use cases for their own tools, developing prompt optimization skills, pursuing key use cases like content generation, knowledge discovery, conversational UIs. And lastly, software engineering. They need to work super closely with data and analytics teams, aligning MLOps and DevOps pipelines, developing policy guidelines for responsible AI, operationalizing those principles, and crucially, upskilling engineers with specific generative AI training. The synergy between all these teams, it's just paramount. It's a deeply interconnected effort. No one role does it alone.
So we've covered quite a bit, the strategic mapping of AI use cases using that opportunity radar, and the critical pillars of AI, readiness, security, data, principles that IT leaders absolutely must establish to build a resilient, innovative AI strategy.
Right. And bringing this to a close, while the future of AI is still unfolding, at this incredible pace, the organizations that are really going to thrive aren't just adopting AI. They're intentionally architecting their ambition, their data, their security, their ethical guidelines right from the ground up.
Yeah.
So maybe consider this. Given this rapid pace of AI evolution, how frequently should an organization genuinely reevaluate its core AI ambition? And maybe more pointedly, what specific triggers would actually necessitate a strategic pivot? Something to think about.
That is a powerful thought to leave you with as you consider your own organization's AI journey. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into AI use cases and readiness. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning,